going to take me longer than that. Okay, just for the record, Tony. Tony is a virtuoso guitarist who has been at St. John's more often than he wanted to since 2014, infusing masses with his unique blend of blues, flamenco, and rock to adult and children's liturgies. There were some things read at the Mass which I won't repeat now, but I mean, at least the good things.
Don't stand there.
Tony was a founding member of the truly accomplished Saint Therese of Lisieux folk group in Presqu'île. He toured extensively and recorded with his Tony Rivera band starting in 1997. He debuted here at St. John's on February 2nd for the second Sunday of Lent, playing Jesus Walked This Lonesome Valley, a jazz version of Have Mercy on Us, O Lord by Scott Soper, and Soon and Very Soon. He played his first big children's Liturgy of the Word Mass on Sunday, March 30th, 2014, playing Live in the Light and Hope at the Crossroads, both by Michael Mahler. Later in 2014, he went on to play First Communions. In May, the Teen Living Stations of the Cross, Summer CCD Mass. In June, gave a flamenco presentation feature at the St. John's Arts Festival, International Italian Opera Spectacular, and he played at all Christmas Mass. In subsequent years, he added confirmations, all the arts festivals, confirmation prayer services and reconciliation with candidates, the Fa La La dinners, the Christmas pageant. Tony has taught guitar, piano, and voice to numerous adult and child parishioners, including Kathy William, and you taught Lisa too, right? Yeah. Lisa Gordon. There's just a few more hundreds of pages. So this is just my own personal opinion, but Tony represented the highest standards of communicating sweetly, powerfully, directly with each individual within earshot, then not releasing them until they were enthralled with his conviction, massive talent, and his faith. In my experience, these high standards are rarely achieved by anyone else on the altar. He plays by ear dozens of different genres, while he can also sight-read complex jazz charts. My mom told me the other night that she remembered Paula telling her that they were hoping to relocate, but this caught me by surprise. But I'm thrilled for you all. I know that state very well. My family's been there for generations, and it's a wonderful place to be. And but if you need anything from my family, they will not respond.
You're screwed.
You'll have to count on someone else. That's been my experience. Let's see. Having Tony, you heard today, there's something radically, what's the word, elated about his presentations. And in all the places he and I have worked, he's really represented a threat to, they used as the excuse that he was, or we were, upending the traditions of the church. But I found that these comments were usually coming from the mouths of introverts who saw music as a ritual rather than an enlivening creative act. Tony embraced technology, freeing him to wander from power chords and microphone chords. He played the last 6 years at least entirely digitally, which meant everything he ever played, he never saw a piece of paper, so any of the Amazon has been saved from him. But it was an enormous effort for him to scan and then organize this music on his iPad. He just loved technology. He loved voice-to-text programs, even early on, when they didn't make any sense, particularly for me when I was driving.
That's a private joke?
No, early on you'd say something and it would just give you...
Please say the opposite. I proposed to him a couple of times.
He said no.
Jot notes, I think is what it was called early on, right before it became state notes. Yeah. Let's see, he knows intimately music software of different kinds, so he creates his own scores for his students. He basically organized us so that we got a donation from the surviving wife of a former choir member to acquire iPads. So his software will be the template for what we do so that we don't have to deal with paper anymore.
No paper.
And these are things that maybe were routine, but when I was at Mount Virgin, which was until 2013, most people still didn't have email there. Right? Things have been moving so rapidly and Tony was way out in front of all this and insisted on it and boiled it down so even I could understand it. Just a moment, just about done here. My playing keyboards for his what's Sugarloaf Festival 2008 was one of the highlights of my career. It also was the first time I was able to spend private time with the person who became my future wife. For those who own businesses know, or anyone who's a supervisor like Kathy, you definitely know, there are plenty of qualified candidates out there for any position. The question is, will any of these sublimely qualified people sublimate their will to that of the supervisor in the company? This is exactly what Tony did. Whatever we decided to do, he was thrilled with it. But at the same time, with just a few flourishes of voice or guitar, he would totally upstage us with his incredible touch on guitar or his powerful vocals. And I say this respectfully because he's just so supremely talented.
Hey, crashing the party. Tony, I'm so grateful. And as I said, you are always welcome. I met right after Mass with that Fox family. We just lost the father to COVID, so, I'm so happy that we can do this. Hopefully, one of these days when you come back, we can organize something bigger, and we'll have a nice dinner. And thank you for all that you have done. But meanwhile, please know that you are always welcome here. And we are so grateful for all you have done. I'm gonna run to help with 12 o'clock Mass, but if you are still here afterwards, we'll catch up with you. But we love you and wish you all the best. Okay?
That's sweet.
I also want to recognize one other thing, and that it's not a side note. Tony would not have been here nearly this long had it not been the direct spiritual and financial intervention of Kathy William. We were not doing financially well here, and they were drawing the line at things that were not conducive to attracting a full demographic of people, particularly for children's masses. And Kathy stepped in, and she has the bank balance to prove it. But and at the time, I remember Tony is such a modest guy. He said, "I cannot take this from you." And I said, "Tony, it's not going to come from anywhere else, and we won't see you." And he railed about it for a year, and then eventually he had to relent because he wanted to be with us. But this is the type of person. He the money that he richly deserved. And I got to say, the first 6 years that I worked with him, he didn't pay a dime at my previous parish. So this was a step up, but still, it's just not enough in New Jersey, in Bergen County.
I took it.
Took his last dime.
So I mean, I think that Tony, not only Tony but Paula, as a couple, have been putting a very good face on a compromised, a decision that compromised their life to some degree and their finances, and brought us to this point. So I just want you all to know that when he played, he realized, I think everyone realizes when they're doing something for the love of it, even if it doesn't make any sense, it's not, most people are operating, I've got to pay for this, I've got to pay for that. Tony oftentimes was acting without that reassurance that whatever he was doing was going to cover. And it wasn't irresponsible. He was hoping, and to some degree, some help came. Not in time, not enough. I mean, this experience of putting this family, not just Tony, but Paula too, through this, has taught me that we need to establish a restricted fund just for musicians, like a lot of other churches do, to protect from the vagaries of one pastor doesn't like something, or they overspend on something. Oh, we have a shortfall, we got to cut. That money is protected. And if in the future any of you pass the word along, because I'm going to say this over and over again, I'm soliciting funds already for this. It's too late for those two, but I don't want to lose anyone else this way, because I'm complicit in their shortfall. And saying, my thoughts and prayers and my and that that the Lord will reward you richly is not soon enough, except you're going to a great state. I mean, and
Don't call on his family.
We shut him up already.
okay, guys, I gotta run. Sorry. You want to say something, Kathy?
You did such a good job with it, Roberto, but I personally, had lessons with Tony, and will continue to remotely. Once we get an actual, once you're down and you're settled. But thank you so much, Tony, because, we had a lot of good conversation about God, about spirituality, not just music, and that I treasure, and I will miss it terribly. I just want you to know. Thank you.